truth about a boss.
Hello. Welcome to another episode of Talk About It Tuesday with your favorite host, B. Brown, the Revolutionary. Today is July 19th, 2022, and we are ready to get this show started. We rocking out. I got my girl Sunshine in the building with me. What's up, Sunshine?
Blessings on blessings, everyone. How are we today?
Well, I'm a little under the weather, but we about to
Yeah,
get this thing done. You know what I mean?
because we got to keep it pushing. Ain't nothing to it but what? To do it.
Push it, push it, push it,
Push
push
it,
it,
push
push
it.
it,
Yeah,
push it. Hey, you know how I go. So
period.
be very mindful though, because this is the season of a lot of pollen. And
Yeah.
this time last year, I had zero problems with my allergies. This year, it definitely has been a different ball game. So I've been having to stay up on all of my vitamin C and all of my different regimens of vitamins and whatever teas that I drink, just so I can make sure I don't be sick.
Yes. Those herbs and berries, they will really help as well. Get them good old brews going. Turmeric is the number one thing. Get some turmeric. That will help you a lot. Really.
So listen, you was telling me that they were planting more male trees this year.
Yeah, I heard that they have been planting more male trees. The female trees are the ones that actually they pollen. Well, they're the ones that carry the seeds.
Yes.
So they didn't want the overpopulation of trees. So they had that heard they had been planting more male trees, which is due to the increase of pollen. It's the fertilization that, and they're looking for the female trees to fertilize, and there are none. So they got nowhere to go but in the air to
Oh,
pollinate what your lungs.
okay. Okay. Well,
Now this time last year, see, I still wear my mask. I have bad allergies, like severely bad allergies. I've been wearing my mask since 2019, and my allergies, I promise you, the sneezing and stuff, I don't even do it. I don't. That mask helps.
yeah. So you've been doing better since you've been wearing your mask.
Yes, most definitely. Ain't nothing getting through there. I'm not inhaling no pollen, none of the stuff that's in the air, none of that.
That's the move. Excuse me. I definitely need to make sure I keep my mask on. Speaking of masks, the coronavirus numbers are going up again.
Yes,
I know
yes, all
people that
over.
work at the hospital, and they were just saying that the patients are coming in, they're coming in, they're coming in. So everybody, listen, if you're not vaccinated, that's your own business. But you better be ready. What I understand is
Yes.
so. With that being said, you just got to be prepared. Can't nobody make you get vaccinated because I'm not the one to try to make you get vaccinated. But what I am saying is just make sure that you are prepared for what's going to come when dealing with that corona. Yeah, because these allergies and sinuses, listen, they cousins to the corona then, honey. If they ain't Rona, they cousins to the Rona. Because listen,
Facts. And being sick like that is not the move at all.
yeah, I mean, I got a sinus infection, and my body was aching, and I was having cold chills, and I was feeling tired, and just, honey, a whole bunch of foolishness. But I did get me some meds, and I am up, ready to go.
Yeah.
Okay, push
And
myself.
them summer colds are
They don't what?
the summer colds, they are the worst.
Yes, most definitely. So I'm hearing some feedback. Did you change anything with your microphone?
Child, there's these cars outside. I live in Philadelphia. It's bike town.
Okay. All right. I don't hear it anymore though. So, well, all right. Let's get this thing started. Are y'all ready for the topic?
Yes.
All right. Let's get to it. Oh, I thought I heard something. All right, so style confronts a cop. Okay.
Yes.
From my understanding, Styles P was. Hold on one second.
Oh, what was that? Can't hear you.
I had my mic
Okay.
picking up.
Feedback.
Yeah.
It's just all I feel like something is trying to not make this go on as it should be.
Well,
I feel like something is trying to deter your mission.
Gonna have to come over
a whole lot harder.
Yes, sir.
And ma'am.
And ma'am. Because you know on here with feedback.
Exactly.
I'm trying to figure out what
Can't be. And I don't no difference.
All right.
There we go.
No, I still.
You still hear it?
Yes. On my end. So just give me one second. We're gonna get it going.
All right. Let's talk about whole Styles P situation. It's just too much going on with all these police and hemming up people for no reason whatsoever, just trying to mind their business, just trying to go on about their day. So has anyone else heard about this Styles P situation? Saw anything going on as police attacked this woman as she was on her messenger bike? Did anybody hear about that situation at all? Now I know the restaurant that the police officers stopped this young lady in front of was Styles P's restaurant with Jada Kiss. I forget the name of the establishment, but I know that that's where everything went down. So he happened to walk upon them, harassing and assaulting this young black woman, and someone just so happened to be going around recording it. And that's the beauty of nowadays. The police used to be able to do anything and everything to black people, and now people have evidence, and sometimes evidence isn't enough, but more often than not nowadays we're lucky that we have evidence of police actually harassing and assaulting people for just trying to live their best life, just going about their regular day. This one was now she was doing some things that could constitute the police talking to her, but to actually do the things that they did, all of that was really unwarranted. Really, it truly was unwarranted for them to assault a young lady the way that they did. And it was a young woman at that. We have two male officers assaulting a woman. I really thought that when you were involved in a situation with the police and it was a female, that you had to have female officers come and assist. I thought it was just a rule. I mean, I know that there are different rules and regulations for different cities and different states. I know here in my city, when there's a female involved in an incident and there are male police officers, they have to call and bring in a woman cop. I know that's what I've been told. What about y'all? Y'all know anything about this? Did we see this whole interaction between Styles P and the police and this young woman? I don't know. You back at it?
Oh yeah, I'm in here now.
All right. Big B is back in the building.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Just giving a little run through, telling people like what was going on and how the woman was stopped with the police officers in front of well, I forget the name of the restaurant. I mean the juice bar that it's called, that Styles P and Jada Kiss own together. I think it's called the juice bar.
Right.
Right.
It actually is called the juice bar. See, I be thinking I'll be forgetting things, but I didn't remember. But yeah, just and my whole thing was this. I thought that when you were involved with different genders, if there's a male police officers with a female quote unquote suspect, that they had to bring a female police officer in. That's what I was
I
thought.
thought that too.
I mean, I know that there's different rules and regulations for different places. However, I didn't think it was that much different up here in Philadelphia. That's all I'm saying. I know anytime people have been stopped by the police being a female, they had to bring a female over.
Exactly.
So I was just wondering if the people had ever seen this happen as well. Like, with the female police officer had to be called for a female suspect. That's what I always thought.
Right.
Right.
Okay, so let's get right into it.
He's a bitch. I know he is. No, keep recording. I'm recording. Keep recording. I hope your camera's on because you did it the last time. Loosen up. Loosen up. Loosen up. Please do.
Sister,
Please.
Yo, you's a hoe.
That's a girl too, by the way.
You's a fucking hoe, man.
That's a girl, by the way. And I got you on camera. I hope you got me on
You's a
camera.
whole bitch. I'ma back up. Don't touch me.
I hope you got this on camera.
Yeah, you scared.
I hope you got this on camera.
You bet.
Yeah, you need a backup.
Keep running up.
You need a backup, mister. You need a backup. You need a backup. You need a backup. You need a backup. That's a female. That's a female. Hope your camera's on. That's a female. That's a fucking female. That's a fucking female. You a bitch, nigga. Outside that uniform, you know what you are. You know what you are. You know exactly what you are. Y'all know who the fuck y'all are.
You had your gun. You had your hand on the gun.
Y'all know exactly who the fuck y'all are.
Slammed on the floor.
You know exactly who you are.
Whole bitch. Whole entire bitch.
Y'all probably just graduated from high school.
You're scared. You're not from around.
You're fucking nervous. That's crazy.
And you scared of
I just told him when he did at the water with the other dyke girls. They antagonize dyke girls, not guys. They don't antagonize guys. Y'all antagonize dyke girls. Girls, fucking girls. A fucking girl. A fucking girl. A fucking girl, nigga.
All right, as you can see.
Don't make no sense.
It's the same thing all the time.
Every time.
So let's give a shout out to Real Talk with Regular People.
Yes, that is crazy, isn't it? That is. Like, I don't know
Real
what
Talk
she could
with
have
Regular
done.
People. Hold on one second. Say, what's up, everyone? I do know in prison that is the case. Women have to check women, etc.
Exactly. Now, I grew up in a police family, and they've always told me that they had to, you know what I'm saying? A female had to deal with a female, and a male had to deal with a male. You don't want things to go around like with misconduct and, sexual allegations and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So, yes.
It was definitely inappropriate.
Very much so. And for them to assault her like that, what could she have done to be assaulted like that on the streets?
Okay, now I did see a video where she ran off.
So running constitute two men body slamming, holding down, and assaulting a young lady.
Definitely not.
Because I want to say make it make sense.
I wish somebody could make it make sense.
At least they didn't pew pew her. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And she better be thankful that girl was recording too, because they could have done anything to her.
Exactly.
Anything at all.
Well, from what I see is I'm just thankful to see a black man standing up
Your mind.
for the women.
Mm-hmm.
It's about time. You know, it's been so many instances where, you know, I feel like even if you're not going to fight, because I don't want to see a fight, but at least step in and let them know what the truth is. Listen, you're handling a woman like that. They don't handle their women like that.
Oh, no, they don't. They don't even handle their mass murderers like that. But we're not going to talk about it.
Exactly. So, and that's the point that I'm trying to make.
Yes, there has to be some guideline, like, and they need to be not put on administrative leave. They need to be fired, because that's lucky that was caught on camera. How many other women of color, black, indigenous women of color, have they done it too without it being recorded?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
So, from that video alone, we can see that it don't matter if you're a indigenous woman, an indigenous child, or an indigenous male, which if you're a male, you're probably going to end up with a fatality. That you will be handled any kind of way from the people that's supposed to protect and serve. And if I'm not mistaken, we all have to pay taxes. So we giving these people money to harass us.
Hey, ladies, I just had to step in on this for a moment. I agree with you all, but indigenous these days for us means endangered.
Yes.
And had it not been for those recordings and that intervention, she might have been another statistic, another body on the streets.
Very much.
And
I agree.
Yeah, and it's you know, we can't continue to keep saying, "Oh, it's outrageous. Oh, it's a shame." Yeah, it is, but I mean, we've got to come together and do something about this. The government not going to do anything about it, so you know what I'm saying? It's time to take matters into our own hands. And what was done in this particular situation was great that we could continue to do that, but we've got to push even further because it makes no sense. We just keep allowing them, like I said, we're paying them to exterminate us.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, you have to actually look. Let's not be, you know, facetious or anything. You have to look at the root in the police system. The police system was never meant for us. It was meant to continue us in our slavery. Therefore, that's why
exactly
they continue to treat black, brown people that don't look like you. If you're not a white male in America or a white woman in America, the police system is not for you. It was not meant for you. It was not meant to protect or serve you. It was meant to enslave and beat upon you.
Yeah, to keep order upon the slaves. Yeah.
Exactly.
It
was created for the vagrancy law. But you know, that's a whole other topic.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Whole other topic.
Exactly. So with that being said, Real Talk with Regular People says, how we got here is that we've been silent on the small injustices and now we hear. I so agree. It's been too many times with it when that first happened to Rodney King, we shouldn't have never let that happen again.
Right.
What is that your grandmama always told you? If you don't stand for something, you gonna what?
Fall for anything.
Okay. Now, I don't know about y'all, but you got to be willing to die for your freedom at this point in time.
Oh yeah.
Because if you're not, they're going to exterminate you anyway.
Exactly.
So where does that leave us as a people? I mean, you're harassing this female, yes. Okay, like I said, the first thing that I saw is another video that I wasn't able to find again, but she was on her bike, and the police are supposed to be cracking down on people riding their bikes on the sidewalk. So she was talking to them, and they was asking her for like ID and all that stuff. So she took the bike and ran off. Well, she didn't get far before, boom, they tackled her on the ground, and they just start putting her in cuffs. Like, did that warrant that for real, y'all? What do y'all think? By her
No,
running, did that warrant them tackling her on the ground, then manhandling her that rough?
no, not at
I,
all.
I
Look how
100%
many
agree.
in these latest shootings across America. Look how many of them have been, arrested unharmed, versus the same boy that just got killed in Akron, Ohio, shot 60, 40 something times
Yes,
without a weapon. You
yes,
understand me?
yes, yes.
Look at the contrast to that. This girl was on a bike.
On a
We are
bike,
in
bro.
danger. We are in
On a bike.
danger.
In broad daylight.
Okay?
But I got to give props to my boy Styles P. He
Oh,
came
yes.
through. He was not
Yeah.
playing with them.
At
I
all.
hope you guys got a good vision of the video, because he let that cop know from beginning to end, look, you ain't nothing but a B to the I to the T, and you know the rest.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
he said you are tackling and manhandling a female. They would never do their female counterparts like that. I've never seen them do a female like that unless she attacked them first.
Mm-hmm.
Very much
That
so.
girl didn't attack them. All she did was take out running.
Well, running is a capital offense where we come from. I'm just
This is
saying.
true. This
And
is
then it
true.
happened in front of his establishment. So, he was extra turned up. He's a black man in America. He suffers from PTSD.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, to have that kind of thing happen in front of his establishment, that was unacceptable to him as well, more than likely.
Very.
Yeah. So as you can see right here, you know, okay, from the beginning, if she did take off running, they could have easily stopped her in her tracks. All right. Once they had her down, okay, they didn't even have to take her down, if you ask me.
They
But
didn't.
say they felt the need to take her down because, okay, if you're running, you may be involved in criminal activity. But did that warrant them like just all over that girl? And to me, putting your hands on a woman like that, I don't like that, because I don't want now one of y'all nasty people touching me like that. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? All right, so they could at least stood her up. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot of
Yeah.
other ways they could have handled this situation.
And then by
They
her
held
manner
her
of
and called
dress,
for a
they
female
probably thought she was a
officer.
man.
I mean, it's ridiculous. They could have held her and called for a female officer.
Exactly.
They probably
It
thought
just,
by her mode of dress that she actually was a male. Do you know what I'm saying? That doesn't
yeah,
negate anything, but they probably mistook her for being a male. And you heard the woman, that's a female, and they still did not stop what they were doing at all.
Right.
Exactly. Exactly.
And you heard her
Exactly.
also say, y'all keep doing this to females, y'all don't do this to men. You heard her say that as well. So you can tell they continue to harass
And do
black
y'all see?
females.
I don't like the way they hover over us as a people. They put their knee in our back. I mean, it's just
Mhm.
so many violations right here of a person's rights that I
Exactly.
absolutely can't stand it. I hate it. I
Mhm.
hate it.
They want to make you feel like the subhuman that they want you to be, that they have been told that you are. So they want to make you feel less than because they're doing it in the first place.
Exactly. And Real Talk with Regular People also says she is being illegally detained, first of all, because she's not under arrest. Come on with it.
Exactly.
You know
Chances are
exactly what to say.
kidnapping. Could be kidnapping. It could be construed as kidnapping.
Exactly. Exactly.
Mhm.
So that situation within itself was just too much, At the end of the day, once again, y'all, I know we say this every week. We got to come up with a plan to police our own communities at this
Yes.
point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it can
Yes.
be done. It can be done. But what we also need to do is we all need to get on the same page. Like, it's so many people going in every direction. That's fine too, because we all have our own lives. But can we all get on at least the same page once in our life?
Well,
Just once.
there's always want to be too many chiefs, too many bosses, and not enough employees. People don't want to listen. People don't want to take heed. There needs to be a single person we can, and not even just as like this is like no, it has to be like a collective of people that have the same agenda, that will stay on the same
Hmm.
agenda, on the same accord, and not go back and forth and bicker and deter anything that's trying to get done.
I 100% agree. It's time out for all that little small talk. We definitely need people in place that are willing to make moves. We also need people in place that are willing to tell the truth to our own people, because a self check is the best check. If you know you're not leader material, just do your part. Okay? There's
Yes,
nothing wrong with that. Listen,
yes.
everybody has a position to play.
Right.
But don't take it upon yourself to try to take out the leader, because we all know that Martin Luther King was walking with some snakes too,
Oh
So
yeah.
was Malcolm. So was
So was
Malcolm.
Malcolm.
and so
Can't
was
hey.
Malcolm.
And that's how they got it done. It's always your own kind that'll do you in.
Yep.
Always.
That's why I'm not so giddy on having a whole lot of people around me. I don't need that. I need that one person I can trust, maybe two if I know for sure I can trust them to be around me when I'm making my decisions and when I'm trying to make these different moves, because your own people will sabotage you. And that's another thing that we definitely
Every
got to
time.
get under wraps.
Exactly.
Like, it's
Exactly.
horrible. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
horrible.
We got to come together as a people so that people will stop killing our people
Right.
Right.
wholeheartedly.
Exactly.
We must all
Exactly.
this hatred and animosity and everything that we go through as black, capital B, black people, not lowercase b, capital B. There's a difference. I'm a capital B black woman. Being black
Exactly.
is my culture. That is my culture. I
Exactly.
am a
But
black
see,
American woman. A lowercase b, y'all come from places. Y'all come here and y'all look like me. Excuse me. As being a
my
black woman in
thing,
America, we need black people, capital B, black people, to unlearn everything that we have been taught and come together as a complete being, which is what they're afraid of in the first place.
oh yeah.
Exactly. Real Talk with Regular People said God is listening for a voice who he can use just like he used Moses, Malcolm, and MLK Jr. Also, nobody fights us like us. Big gigantical check on that one.
Right.
And
Mhm.
You
she
are
also
right.
said Jim Crow theory worked and is still working. Okay,
To
I'm
this
done.
day,
Baby, listen.
you ain't got to be
And
done.
that's
We
it.
talk about it. You ain't got to be done. Tell the truth and
I ain't
shame the devil.
lying. I
Yeah.
ain't lying.
For
Think
real.
But
about it.
it's all about morals. There's no morals in this new life, in this new world anymore. That's a big
So,
thing. When we came up, it was based on you had we were taught the meaning of consciousness. We knew what, you know what I'm saying. We knew guilt. We knew these emotions. We understood them
yes,
and what they meant. Not just emotions, but these powerful words. And
yes.
morals is one thing that we came up on that these kids. I mean, just these people these days is just out the window. Like, they have no morals. And
But
when
the
you don't
There's
question,
have
no
any
standard.
morals,
oh, go ahead, go
so,
ahead.
I didn't hear you, sunshine.
I said there is no standard to set morals
Yes,
any longer.
exactly. Yes,
There is no standard.
no
See, I
But
teach
standard.
my
No
children
standard.
morals. There are standards. See, when you don't have a standard within yourself, that's when you don't know who you are as a person. That means you have no.
Right.
It means you cannot teach anyone else the standard. You have no moral.
You have to.
You know what I'm saying?
but I
Morality.
Yes.
have a question. Who dropped the ball? Because if I'm not mistaken, Grandma made sure that we all learned our morals and our values. That's
Well,
what
Yes.
Grandma did. Grandma made sure of that.
this grandma
Right.
makes sure her grandbabies know about their morals. However, the thing about it is this, I think that when we grew up, our parents were so busy that they gave us nothing that we actually needed as children. So when we in turn have children, we overcompensated for that. We didn't teach them right from wrong. We didn't teach them you can't have and you can't do and you don't. We just gave and gave and gave and gave to fill the void that we had as children. And that's where everything was messed up. Everything.
All right, Sunshine, you made a good point there, but we will be on this topic all day because when you got three strong minds, baby, we're gonna keep the
Yes.
conversation going. So let's end it right there and get ready for the next topic.
Okay.
All right, Macy Gray speaks on being a woman. Woo! This is a good one.
That's
This
a
is a
good
very good one. So, Macy Gray made a statement about being a woman, meaning you cannot be a woman just because you per se feel like a woman, just because you per se go and change your body parts and you could have surgery. And of course, we all know the alphabet people had went down her throat. So before we get deep into the discussion, let's go ahead and get some visuals going for this situation. Because you know, like I know, ain't nothing like a good old visual.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let me pull this one up, and we're going to definitely go ahead and watch this.
What a woman is, what would you say?
Let's say a human being with boobs. You just start there.
Yeah, I mean, the dictionary is quite straightforward. It just
And
says
a
a human,
vagina.
adult, female,
Yeah.
right?
No, a lot of people. Yeah, see that's a little getting confused. The whole he, she, they. That's getting a
And I'm
little
not
wrong.
sure why, really. It's a bit like this whole issue of transgenders in sport. I support all trans rights, fairness, and equality.
Me too.
Not people born with obvious physical superior bodies,
Me too.
transitioning and then thrashing the women at their sport.
I totally agree. And I will say this, and everybody's going to hate me, but as a woman, just because you go change your parts doesn't make you a woman.
Right.
Sorry.
You feel that?
I know that for a fact. Like, if you want me to call you a her, I will, because that's what you want. But that doesn't make you a woman just because I call you a her and just because you got a surgery.
Because people do feel that
Good evening, everyone. My name is comedian Flame Monroe. I am a transgender woman or person, however you describe it, and this message is directly for Macy Gray.
Okay, so before I play that part about what Flame Monroe, who is a transgender, said about Macy Gray, let's talk about exactly what Macy Gray said in her statement. Okay?
Okay.
So Macy Gray fully feels as if, I will call you a female, but we all know that you will never be a 100% woman because there are standards to being a woman. I mean, and these are things that God created, not anybody else. So I'm not saying that you may not be comfortable in the skin that you're in, but what I am saying is with scientific facts, you will never be a woman if you change your body parts. And guess what? It's okay if you're a transgender woman, but you cannot be addressed as a woman. You will always be a transgender woman. What y'all think?
I agree.
I 100% feel the same way.
I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with what Macy Gray said because it is what it is. That how what God gave you, how God created you is how God created you. I teach my children that we are all individual humans. There are female humans and there are male humans, but we are all individual humans. No matter our likes, our differences, we are all individual humans. but we are what God created us. We're either female or we're male.
Now,
Okay.
I have
Now,
no problem in her saying what she said.
I don't have a problem with it.
I don't at all. However, and I have no problem with people. I have no problem with transgender people whatsoever. None. Some of my, you know what I mean?
None.
Whatsoever. However,
and
it is
Sunshine, please let them know ain't nobody transphobic.
please,
No,
'cause
no,
listen to me,
listen,
I
no
am so
transphobic.
sick and tired of this word phobic.
Yeah.
Phobia is a fear. I don't fear anyone. I don't fear anything or anyone. Any
I
being.
have
Thank God.
I
I
have
don't fear no one.
trans nieces,
However, how I feel is this: there is not a fear of anything. It's just a stay in
no,
your lane. Just stay in your lane. I am a biological woman. You may feel like you are like me. That is all fine, well, and good. You may keep those. I'll address you with she, girl, sis, ma'am. That's fine. However, do not come for who I am.
right,
That's all. Don't come for me because I ain't sent for you. That's how I feel.
right,
That's how I feel. Just create a lane and stay in it.
Exactly. You
Create
cannot.
right.
That's just
and
like
stay
me.
in it.
Yeah,
Okay, if I decide today, well, I think I don't like the fact that I'm a woman anymore. I feel more like a male. So I want to go and I want to change my life. I want to live as a male. I still will never be a man.
right,
And you
exactly.
know why I will never be a man? Because I will never be able to do the things that a man can do. And you know what? I'll never be able to create children the way a man creates children. I will
Right,
never have the strength of a man. I will never 100% be a man. So, like Sunshine said, create your lane and stay in it.
stay in
A
it. Yeah,
transgender female and a transgender male. And that is fine because I have seen
Yeah.
some pretty transgender females. I have seen some
yeah,
handsome transgender males. But thing is this, you are transgender, baby. And ain't
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. But you will never
Nothing.
be a man or a woman.
I am not a
yeah.
chest feeder. I am not a birthing person. I am a woman. I am a breastfeeder. I am a mother. I'm not none of those other things. Though
Right.
it's just I stop. And you know, I think you know what, as a black woman, capital B, once again, as a black woman, we fought, and continue to still fight to have people acknowledge the fact that we are factually women, that we are feminine, that we are soft, that we are actually women. We fought really,
Hmm.
really hard to be viewed as women, not mules or things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think
Yeah,
as a lot of black women feel it like you said, well, this that no, it's like an attack upon us. It's like an attack, and it's like no, you can feel how you want to feel. Your feelings do not invalidate my life. You are trying to invalidate me as a woman, and I do not like that. I don't like that.
right,
Exactly.
I'm not
Exactly.
right.
nobody's sis. No, not I'm no one CIS. I'm a SIS. I'm someone's sister. I'm not no one
Hmm.
gender cis, whatever you want to call it. I'm none of those things. I'm just a woman.
And guess
Stop
Right.
what?
trying to I stop trying to re-identify me to suit your needs. And not for nothing,
Exactly.
I'm gonna go a little bit deeper with this. It's nothing save misogyny. Because it's not a lot of these transgender men doing it, it's these transgender women, quote unquote.
Women.
Again, it's nothing save misogyny. It's nothing but a bunch of born men trying to tell born women who they are. We ain't doing that.
Yes. Yes, we're
Right.
not doing that.
Misogyny and patriarchy. I'm not going for it, baby. I'm not. I'm not
No.
going for it.
And guess what? We can all coexist in this world. That's just like, and I'm going to use myself once again as an example. I will never be a dog. I will never be a cat. I will never be a bird. I was
I will
born
never be
100.
6'3".
Exactly. Exactly. I was born who I am. Okay.
Exactly.
It don't matter what all I change about myself. I'm still going to always be a female in the end because now we can go deeper into this thing because there are some people that
Mhm.
may be born with both parts. but baby, they still will never be a man or a woman. They are who they are, which they call them morphodites.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Now you have to be what you are. Like when they start talking about what were you assigned as when you were born, what you mean what were you assigned? I don't understand that.
My XX chromosomes told me I was a female. Your XY
Thank you.
chromosome, sir, said that you were a male. My bone structure, okay,
Yes,
my muscle mass, the fat
yes,
pockets that include my breast and all of that tells me that I am a woman.
yes, yes.
That's
Exactly.
as your stronger tones, your bigger structure, they tell you you're a male. Like, we're not going to do this. We're not going to do this. You have sexuality, you have gender, and you have identity. Learn to differentiate.
Exactly.
Ooh,
Learn to
preach.
differentiate. Okay, I'm just y'all know. Your gender is one thing, how you identify is another, and your sexuality, baby, that's on you. I don't care about your sexuality. That's on you, baby. I don't care who you sleep with.
Right.
I don't care who you sleep
Exactly.
with. But your
Tell-
identity and your gender, please get it together and
Please
leave mine
get
alone.
together and leave mine alone. All right. With that being said, let's go ahead and listen to what Miss Flame Monroe had to say, y'all. And I paused this for a reason. I wanted us to talk about how we felt about Macy Gray. Now let's listen to Flame Monroe, who definitely is a comedian and a transgender woman.
Get into
And
her.
I'm just gonna let her talk for herself.
Okay.
Macy Gray, I want to tell you out the words of my mouth from my portion of the LGBTQIA plus community that I wholeheartedly support you and thank you for seeing the real world for what it is. I do not believe that you are transphobic or homophobic or any other kind of phobic. I believe that you know science and biology because here are the three things. Gender is a fact, identity is how you feel, and sexuality is your desire. And you are absolutely right, because until you have the heart and mind of a woman, I don't believe that you could ever possibly be a biological woman. Trans women are trans women. Trans men are trans men. Women are women and men are men. It is as simple as that. There shouldn't be any argument about this because here.
Trans women.
All right. So, did y'all hear what Flame Monroe said? This coming from a transgender woman herself. A man is a man, a woman is a woman, and there's nothing else to say about it. And let's be real. And like I said, and I don't want to keep having to prove myself every week, but I'll say this for the people with the little bitty brains.
Mm-hmm.
I am not the type of person to hate anyone because of their skin tone. But what I can say is I'm going to identify a person for who they are. And if you look at history, white men have been the most destructive people this earth have ever seen. And they want to control everybody's thoughts. They want to control what everybody do. And they also don't want you to disagree with anything they have to say. So if you disagree with them, they're definitely going to try to take you down, or like Macy Gray got a lot of backlash for this situation when in truth, she just told the truth.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
what's wrong with you having your own mindset these days?
And that like I said, it goes back to misogyny. It's misogynistic. That viewpoint is misogynistic. It's like as you are a born male trying to dictate to a born female who I am. We're not going to do that.
Yeah.
We're not going to do that. It's another form of control. We're not going to do that. I'm sorry, ma'am, sir. We're not doing that today or tomorrow or the next day.
All right, so Flame Monroe did an interview on the Breakfast Club, y'all, and I just want to play this short clip of what she said, because to me, she's the only person in that community that I have seen speak up that got some sense.
Yes.
I'm not saying there aren't others, but what I'm saying is she is not afraid to speak her mind and to tell the truth. But let's check her out, see what she got. All right, so you heard what she said. You heard what she said, that the community is trying to force feed themselves on everybody. And I agree with her 100%. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop doing that.
Yes.
Hold on. I got another part that she came with that I wanted to play as well. All right. So listen, come on now. If you don't understand what Miss Flame talking about, I don't know what to tell you, because she basically done put it all out there for you, baby.
She came with complete tea, because it's the truth.
Complete tea, baby. She didn't leave nothing out
at all.
So at the end of the day, we all definitely need to check ourselves. I don't know if some of these people got hurt by somebody in the past, maybe a family member when they were growing up and all that, and now they just feel like they got to have control. But you still cannot change a woman from being a woman. Even though I'm not a 100% girly woman, I'm still more woman than Flame Monroe will ever be.
Facts.
Exactly. Big facts.
And that's just what it is.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. Let's see. And let's see. Real Talk Regular People hanging in here with us, y'all. Says, that's what I was thinking to say. It's the demand and respect and recognition that gets on my nerves.
Yes. Very much
exactly. So, I mean, listen.
We can all coexist. We can all coexist very peacefully. Because guess what? I don't need to know your business. I'm not trying to be with you. I don't need to know your business. You are who you are. Keep it over there.
Right. Like I said before. Like Michael Jackson said, keep it in the closet. When we were coming up, you kept it in the closet.
You ain't got to keep it all the way in the closet. You could just keep it
but just don't slap me in the face with it every time I turn on my phone or open my window, or you know what I'm saying? It's just
keep it tucked in a corner somewhere.
Yeah.
It's the overshare. The oversharing for me is like, listen, people don't need to know my business.
I get it. I get it. I see it.
It's the overshare.
And that's the same way it's over sexualizing, the minors. Let's stop doing that as well. Like, stop it.
Exactly. It's just too much. Let these kids be
the problem I have with it.
You be gay if you want to be gay. You be who you want to be. Stop trying to force me to live your life for you. I'm going to live my life. You're going to live yours.
Exactly.
All right, ladies. We're going to give this a rest. We're going to lay it to rest. And we're going to keep it moving with our next topic.
Okay.
All right. For those that don't know, we are facing a food shortage, and we also have a baby food shortage across the United States. Before we get into this topic, let me go ahead and give you some context, okay? Because some people don't think that this is real, and it's real very much so.
I don't know why. They don't go to the markets. They don't see food prices.
It's beginning, guys. Don't worry about who's twerking. Don't worry about who's sleeping with who. Don't worry about Roe versus Wade. Don't worry about all that bullshit. What y'all need to worry about is y'all community and your family. Get it together. Get in your lane, because it's about to go down. That's all I'm saying. Heads up.
What up, though? I promised y'all I was going to show y'all our cooler. And this is pretty much, I can do jumping jacks and somersaults in here. We literally have no backstock. This is all the eggs I have for the night. 12 count. The shelves are empty. We got 2 crates of 18 count. This is all the milk we have for carton milk. My shelves are pretty full, but that's going to run through the night. All this is going to be gone by the night. And I came to empty shelves with the milk. And I just filled up the blue, and look how fast it's going. I just filled up the green, and look how fast it's going. I just filled up the light blue. Look how fast it's gone. And I just got here. And I'm filling up the red because this was completely empty when I came in the cooler. So, yeah, our backstock looked crazy, y'all. This is, it has my byproducts, which is like my cottage cheese and yogurts. I got 6 crates. 6 crates. And the shelves are empty. I'm going to show y'all. Wait for part 2. Peace.
People need to be paying attention to this.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, it's looking pretty empty over there.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. You think people are hoarding the food as well?
Maybe
Possibly.
so.
Possibly, you know.
Maybe so.
You know, these are
People
hard
do that.
times
They
for a lot
do
of people. Yeah.
hoard things, especially things like canned goods, and
Oh
like
yeah.
perishables,
Yeah.
like them nuts and berries and things like that. And you can
Look,
even freeze bread.
$12, $12 dozen eggs left, y'all. I ain't know they had no eggs that were worth $12 a dozen.
Baby.
You paying $1 per egg? $1 per egg?
Where all the
That's
eggs?
$1 per egg.
She said,
Yes.
where all the eggs? And y'all,
Don't make
the
no
eggs are
sense.
$4 at Dollar General
Oh yeah, I was
for,
gonna say
for,
that
for
we're
a
paying
12
for
pack.
it here.
Yeah, for a 12 pack.
Eggs are $6 for 6 at the corner store where I'm from.
Wow.
Yeah, $6 for a half dozen of eggs. Yes.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. Don't get started on butter. All right.
Ooh, honey butter.
Look at
Oh
this,
Lord.
y'all. I was
I
away
use butter for
from the cooler
everything.
for maybe 30 minutes.
Me too.
This cooler was full. Look how much milk is gone in 30 minutes.
I don't need to be drinking no milk
That's
no
how
way.
much
Right. I
you
was gonna
gotta
say they don't
Baby,
fill,
need
that's
that.
their business.
refill,
I know
fill,
I don't drink it.
refill. That's how
Mm-mm.
much milk that be going. And
We the
all this
only
shit
people
was
that
full,
drink
y'all.
milk past our infancy
Shit
age. We don't need to be
gone.
drinking that
Shit
stuff.
is gone.
Right.
All right, we got
Yeah.
one pallet down, and I got 1, 2, 3.5, and 4 to last me the rest of the night. Okay, and all of this ain't even gallon milk. So at the end of the night, I'll show you if I have anything left. Yeah, that's what I'm working with, y'all. Peace.
Just because you dropped your ass on the ground, that's actually a violation of Michigan law.
Now, mind you, she is responsible for like regions. I didn't show the whole video. You definitely can find this video online if you want to check it all the way out. But she is responsible for numerous regions. She is the manager over a big, giant warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
And she said that the workers had been sent home because they didn't get a shipment.
For grocery stores.
Wow.
How you don't have a shipment for grocery stores? That probably feed most of the daggone community.
Exactly.
It's no wonder you got people out here stealing food and whatnot.
Exactly. Times are getting hard.
And it's
for
not
a
even
lot
that.
of people.
People aren't even being paid a living wage in the first place.
Exactly.
So, and then the cost of food. Listen, they tried to have me pay. I went to go get some salmon because I'm more of a pescatarian than anything, right? They wanted for a steak of salmon, a steak. They wanted $37.18.
Girl, that's insane.
$37.18. I was like, I know y'all playing with me now. I ain't that hungry for no daggone salmon now. I ain't that hungry. Even and that was fresh salmon. Now the packaged salmon it costs maybe like $2 more.
Wow.
Steaks, the
Wow.
price of steaks. Have you seen the price of steaks nowadays?
I
Sky high.
haven't.
Oh yeah, it's
I haven't
ridiculous. It
looked
is
at it.
ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. I don't eat meat at all. My children do. I don't. The only thing that they can't eat is pork, because pork is swine of Babylon. We don't partake in Babylon. You understand me? So I make steaks and things. Steak, goat,
Mhm.
lamb. Everything is so high nowadays. So high. Where I could get like what's them little butter steaks, them little things, little butter steaks or whatever. I
Yeah.
could get like six, 8 of them for like maybe $10. Now it's like $20 for little steaks.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Everything is. Everything. I don't think there's not
And
one
people have
thing that
mouths.
doubled.
People have
So-
mouths to feed. It don't make no sense.
Real talk with regular people said it's time to start their garden. Sunshine, we
Period.
been talking about that.
Yes.
Excuse me, y'all.
Yes.
And she
Definitely.
also said, but we funding wars in other countries and starving in the United States.
Talk
You
about
better
it, because they
preach.
just sent missiles over to the Ukraine, just sent $7.1 million worth of weapons over there. Y'all got money for what? Did Tupac say? They got money for wars but can't feed the
You
poor.
can't feed the poor. Right.
So
I
that's
live
been
off of
going
Tupac
on.
now. I live off Tupac. They always have money for carnage,
Yes.
for war, for murder, and never to actually feed the people.
That's right. That's right.
Ever.
Well, with that being said, I just want to let you guys know that there definitely is a shortage. You definitely need to be thinking about getting outside with that garden and get them seeds together so you can move on, because we're about to face some things that we haven't faced before. Yes,
Bad.
we are.
Great
Yes,
Depression
we are.
style. Great Depression style.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We're going to move right along to our next topic. All right. Errol Musk has a baby with his stepdaughter. Now, this topic is to show you that just because people have money don't mean they have morals or values.
Oh
Matter
no,
of
man.
fact,
Because they
most of
generally
them
don't.
don't.
They generally
Most of them don't.
at all. That's how they
Um,
got that money in the first place.
Yeah.
Exactly. They cheated their way to the top. So at the end of the day, let's just discuss exactly what's going on here. But before we do that, I got some things I got to pull up for us.
Got
The
you.
nasty.
hmm So, Sunshine, can you let the people know who Errol Musk is?
Errol Musk is Elon Musk's father, of course. Now they are quote unquote South African. It has been said that he was an engineer over there, and it was said that he got his money like in an emerald mine over in Africa. Yeah, so it was said that's how they got their money situation going on. So you know how they have blood diamonds? They probably got some blood emeralds going on over there as well.
Of course.
But they don't want to talk about that. So yeah, so him that's the great. Now he has 7 children. Mr. Errol Musk does. To his son Elon Musk 10 thus far. It was like they have like a whole village situation. It's like I feel like they like in competition with one another. Who can have the most babies? Something like that. It's really weird. It's really weird. And he ain't young neither. He like 76 something years old.
So disgusting.
Yeah, he like 70.
So,
36,
Mr.
was like 35 years old.
Sunshine, your mic going
Did
out.
we lose?
Okay, I can hear
It
you now.
is.
Okay, I hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm back.
You back.
Okay.
So,
All right. Now I just want
Uh-oh, we lost.
Is my mic out again?
All right, go ahead. All right, so Sunshine is having some technical difficulties, but as you can see in the picture right here, Mr. Errol Musk has fathered 2 children with his stepdaughter. Mind you, he was married to this girl's mother. Married to this girl's mother.
But they don't see nothing wrong with that, huh?
Exactly. And then if you didn't see anything wrong with it, why did you have to sneak and do it?
Exactly.
One child is 5 and the other one is a newborn.
Oh
Yes.
my God.
Yes.
So tasteless. Lord have mercy.
Very, very, very tasteless. So now your children are nieces and nephews and cousins. Is that right?
I think so.
Wait. So
No. Elon, those are Elon's step siblings and siblings. I'm not sure. That's
so the mother and the daughter's children are sister and brother.
yes.
Okay. And then that also makes them.
This is too twisted for me. This is too twisted for me because it's just gonna be a sweep under the rug, you know, because of the money and of course the color scheme involved and all of that. However,
Okay. Real talk, regular people say he daddy and uncle. You are so right.
dad
That's
and
it.
uncle, yeah.
He's the daddy
Dunkle.
and
He's the
uncle.
dunkle. So he's the dunkle. Yeah.
Yes. He's the uncle. So
Wow.
that really that to me, for you to do something like that, you really don't care anything about what people say about you. And also you always you feel like you can't be touched. Because my thing is this, were you grooming that girl when she was little? Just saying. Because she was a young child. She was a young child. And yet and still, here we have you. You got a baby with this young girl. And you were married to her mother. Sunshine, you back. And there you can see that's the oldest child. But Mr.
Errol Musk.
Errol, that's how you say it,
Errol.
Errol Musk.
Yeah, my
Okay.
apologies. It's been a storm here, so everything is just going all kinds of crazy.
Okay, you back though. We hear you now.
Yeah, that Errol Musk. That's it. They have the 5-year-old child and the 2-year-old child together. The latest baby was born in 2019.
And it said the name of their now 3-year-old daughter has not been disclosed. Errol admitted that he hadn't asked Jana for a paternity test to make sure he was the father, saying, I haven't checked her DNA, but she looks just like my other daughters. So it's pretty obvious, you know.
Child. So now the kids that he had with his wife are their uncle and aunt plus sister and brother.
Yes.
That's just too much. That's too much.
It's too much, honey.
It's too much. It's what? No,
Where's
it's too
my
much.
bonnet? I need my bonnet now, Sunshine, because that's too much.
No, we keep the bonnets where
That's
they
too
lay.
much.
We're gonna keep the bonnets where they lay. Yes, it is a little bit too much. I can't deal with it. It's like, how do y'all do that? And you know, it screams grooming because you were with this girl from the time she was 4 years old.
Yeah.
And then you was with her mama for 18 years. So from 4 years old to 22 years old, you was with this little girl. And then all of a sudden, after you and her mama get divorced, now she's a thing of no. You've been looking at that girl, little boy. You've been looking at her.
Oh
It
yeah.
screams weirdo vibes to me.
Right.
grooming to me.
Real talk, regular people say, dang, dunkle, satanic.
You know
Yes,
what?
Dunkel.
I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed. I can't deal with it. I'm going to bed.
I
I can't.
told her, Sunshine, that's a Dunkel.
I can't. I gotta go to bed on that one. I'm gonna like formally shut down my phone and put on the do not disturb. No, thank you. Airplane mode for y'all. He gotta go. Airplane mode. Just for that alone. Airplane mode.
Just for being a Dunkel, because that's what it
Yes.
is.
Airplane mode. I don't
It's
want to talk to
pretty
nobody else for the rest of the day.
It's pretty pathetic, but it also is giving this situation right here as well.
Yes. Miss
Oh.
Soon Yi and Mr. Woody Allen. Nasty
Yes.
as that too. Now he's just nasty in general. And he's a
Yeah.
pedophile and a pervert in general. Because he was with Mia Farrow for how long? You were with Mia Farrow for what, like 10, 15, 20 something years?
I think
Now, they
about
were never
15 years,
married.
yeah.
They were never married, which is weird. They never lived together, which is weirder. Yet they had 3 adopted children together. The weirdest. Now, mind you, one of those kids he adopted with her, he molested.
Wait.
When they were 7.
Listen, curb your words.
My bad, excuse me. He SA'd her when she was 7. And then you go on. Now, mind you, he knew Soon Yi since she was a small child, like infant child and pampered child. When Mia Farrow just adopted her when she got with him. She adopted another boy too, I believe his name was Moses.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
I believe that. And then I think it was like in 87, he adopted 2 kids with her. And then like in 1990, something around that time, that's when it came about that he SA'd her. And then that's when all the allegation things come up. And then when they broke up, here come Miss Soon Yi. And they're together, got 2 kids and everything. So you've been with this girl once again. She was a small child in Pampers.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, now she's a beautiful young woman. No, y'all are weird.
Like,
It's
how can
really
you even
weird.
be happy about that? Like, no. Like, I would feel so out of place.
And I don't know how
something like
anyone
that.
can celebrate any of this union. Like, all of y'all are just, y'all scream like predator vibes to me. It screams, I give out my daughters for clout. It screams, I give them out for money. It screams, I'm gonna do anything I can do to keep on.
Sacrificing.
Yes. It's called Illuminati type stuff. Like, no, thank you.
Speak on it. That's sacrificing.
I'm sorry, no. Because after all this they got together, Mia Farrow and Woody Allen made 13 movies together. No. So you gave your babies to make movies and money. Sweetie, no. Rosemary's Baby was a thing for you. Rosemary's Baby was a thing for you, baby girl. Yes, it was. You played the right movie. You did. You played the right movie. You did. Because you're Rosemary. Yeah, no. How do you sacrifice your children? I don't care what y'all say. That's what they did.
Oh, yeah.
You gave the girls to give on. And, Dylan came out with this thing. Child, it was a mess. Just a mess. But that's what they do. That's what they do. And I don't just mean them as the palm people. I mean them in general. The whole Hollywood is some stranger danger situationships.
Oh yeah, definitely. Dave Chappelle said it best. He said maybe it's something out there in the atmosphere that's a little sick.
And that's why he went to Africa.
And that's when he left the Chappelle show.
Yes, that's why he went to Africa to get his mind together. Because some folks ain't with all that goofy stuff.
Right.
Exactly. I used to want to be a star. I used to dream of being a star. I wanted to be this entertainer. I wanted everybody to know my name until I realized what the price of fame came with. No, thank you. Independent I stay, sir.
Yes. No, thank you. I don't no, because the things you have to do to get on. I mean, look what they're doing.
Yeah.
It makes no sense to me. And my thing is, I can comprehend that these girls, and I do mean girls, because they were both very young when these predatory men got a hold of them. They were girls. Okay. Now I don't understand how there should be some kind of law, because not for nothing, you were grooming them girls when they were little.
Yeah.
You can't tell me you weren't. You were grooming them so that you can be with them once they hit a particular ages.
Right.
Because 22 is a good age to be with a young girl.
Well, pedophilia is a thing amongst the elite anyway. So, of course, this isn't anything to be raising an eye about in their eyes. However,
it's
that
a
is
regular
not
day,
the
it's
norm.
regular
That
day.
is not. Yeah.
Well, you see right here, Real Talk Regular People said cultic relationships run through these millionaires' minds.
Show do.
Those
You
are the
better
facts.
say it.
Show
Say it.
do.
And I was just talking to Sunshine about the other day about King Tut was deformed because his bloodline was so messed up.
His bloodline was quote unquote this is what it is. They like to keep their bloodlines quote unquote pure. And the only people that can run in their bloodlines are those of their bloodline. So that's why he had to wear the mask and all that good stuff. If today's times, he would have been put to sleep.
Wow.
Like it would have been a non-viable pregnancy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it would have been like, no, thank you, sir. But that's why he was like that.
Yep.
Don't make no sense.
Well, what I do have to say about this is that this just doesn't go for these people because they sick as well. But once you open up a certain spirit, it'll spread, and that spirit has spread around the world where these older men are grooming these young girls, and they be looking at them, and therefore your mothers, you have to protect your girls. Can't bring every man that you meet into your household, and
Ooh, you better
also
say it.
exactly, and then you also just have to be careful. And let your the males too at this point, you have to give them the game and let them know if somebody is making you feel uncomfortable. Just don't put your children in that type of situation and tell them don't put themselves in that type of situation.
That's what I was going to say.
They don't care. They don't care.
Because my thing is this: if you have to tell your daughter not to wear a particular thing around some man, they gotta go. I'm not doing. They have to change their clothes because some man came around. No, that man has my presence because you're weird. You might leave it and not a whole fashion or not a healthy fashion comes playing with my kids, because that's always bothered me. It's always bothered me when they say, "Oh well, you got to put this on because he's there." No, you don't have to do that. No.
Well, and there you have it. Let's move right along with our next topic. All right, so Payton Gendron charged with 27 federal hate crimes. Now, I don't know, Payton Gendron, well, however you say this child's name.
Who cares? For real.
Exactly.
Murderer,
It's nothing.
domestic terrorist. That's his name. Domestic terrorist charged with 27 federal hate crimes.
Yes, it's nothing more than a person of evil that should be persecuted, in my strong opinion. You took it upon yourself to go to a place where you said there would be people that had their guards down and you could just take them out. Okay.
Weak sauce.
Why? Why? What is going through you people's minds when you do this type of stuff? Like, what is the deal?
You know what the problem is? Their daddy is their uncle or their brother.
A
donkle? We ain't gonna talk about that.
They got a donkle?
Yeah. They got a couple dunkles and Monties around. Okay, dunkles and Monties.
Yeah,
and their brains all screwed up, misconstrued, and they ain't wired too tight. But that's not an excuse anyway, because you are taught hate. You learn hate.
Exactly.
You don't drive 3 hours for nothing.
And they basically have just stopped talking about this situation.
Because it's black people.
But what I want them to do is, I want them to start taking these people soon as they do a hate crime like this and execute them.
Do like over in China. Child, let me tell you. Over in China, this man, this happened in 30 days. This man went into a school. He killed children. He was arrested. He was charged. He had a trial, and he was unalived in 30 days. You understand me? In 30 days, not 10 years like our unalive and row is. In 30 days, this man was unalived Everything was on camera. Everything. Same thing they had with these people. More often than not, everything's on camera. They got with the weapons. He was unalived in 30 days.
Exactly. Which is to me the best
Wow.
thing they could have did.
Stop wasting
Yeah.
taxpayers' money on these
That's some good news.
domestic terrorists and
Yeah.
these child. It don't make no sense. But these people, they get a chance to go to trial for their heinousness.
Exactly.
Some folks don't get to go to trial for minor infractions, but we can go off. We can go off. I'm gonna carry on though. I'm gonna move along. I'm gonna move around and along.
Exactly.
Right. It don't make no sense.
It don't make no sense. And you just seen how they handled that black woman just because she was on the sidewalk with her moped.
You see the contrast? Yeah.
You see how they handled that young man that ran away from the police in the traffic stop, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
What was it, 40 bullets?
47, yeah. Unarmed.
Yeah. Not doing nothing but running in the opposite direction. This fool, this grown man, yes, he's a grown man at 18, he's a grown man, was caught with a smoking rifle in his hand and still made it out alive.
Yep. It says right here in the news article that a federal grand jury returned the 27-count indictment charging 19-year-old Payton Gendron loser with 10 counts of hate crimes resulting in death, 13 counts of using, carrying, and discharging a firearm in relation to hate crimes and other related charges. And they said the U.S. General will decide at a later date if the Justice Department will seek the death penalty in this case.
They need
to. It said if he's convicted, he can face up to life in prison. To me, that's not good enough. I feel like you should go straight to the death penalty.
Go straight to hell. Directly to hell.
Don't waste $5.
Not collect $100. For real. Straight to hell. But it's up, but that's what they do. They let and we're going to stop these domestic terrorists. We're going to call them what they are. They are domestic terrorists because they terrorize Black, brown, and indigenous people every single day. We live in a conscious state of fear every single time we pass somebody that looks not like us.
Exactly.
That's stress.
Yep.
I know. I see a napkin child running in my neighborhood. I want to slide to the side, especially with a backpack on. Don't come near me, sir.
I ain't lying.
I will snatch my kids up so fast. You gotta go over there. Take offense if you want to. I don't really care how offended you are. I feel threatened.
Exactly.
Okay? Right. I feel threatened. And I live in a stand your ground state too, but ugly to twisted. But we can't do that. We can't do that. We don't know which one of y'all are good folks or bad folks. We can't discern. Y'all all look alike. Don't you say we look alike? Y'all all look alike.
Yes.
People had walked past this boy the day before and paid him no heed. Look at Dylan Roof. He came into church. They allowed him to come in and praise and worship with him. Unalive them people. That baby spent hours pretending she was unalive until she could make it out alive.
Yes.
Okay? You have these napkin children unaliving the police, still making it out alive.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Come on. They mad here in Philly because child, it's too much. These domestic terrorists, I'm going to keep saying it, their domestic terrorists are allowed to terrorize us in totality. And that is just exactly what they want.
Yes, that's exactly what they want. They want us to live in fear.
Sad but true.
Eating all of the pork with our blood pressure high. Okay.
No swine of Babylon shall pass these lips. No, thank you, ma'am.
And then they want to take us to jail.
Directly from the here they go, from the crib to the schoolyard to the prison yard.
Yep.
The crib starts you out learning how to get in and out of bars, don't it? Look how it's set up.
Look how it's set up and made.
Look how it's set up. You look at bars for the first couple months of your life, and they wonder why.
Because from what I've seen, they don't use that for their children. They use bassinets.
We're going to talk about it. Playpens. You see that pen? See, black folks use cribs and playpens. You hear that? Cribs and playpens. Pens for the penitentiary. But we're not gonna talk about wordplay, are we, people? We're not gonna talk about wordplay.
Oh, baby, we could go there all night, sunshine. I'm
You
with
and me
it.
both. Listen, I love me some words now.
Okay.
English is I love me some English. English is my language. Now, I can do about some wordplays, but listen. It's all about a mindset. All about a mindset.
Exactly.
Well,
teach them, they can do
this.
whatever.
They also they do the stuff right in our face and then want us to be stupid to what they're doing. It's like if I slap you, I say, I didn't slap you. What you talking about? That's how I do that. They do us like that every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Every single day. They put it in our face.
Look at that cream corn man that he unalived 3 officers and shot 3 others. Wounded a couple other people. Alive. What is that about? How can you consciously say that there is no such thing as systematic racism when you see things like this every single day? How do you say that? How do you justify that? You can't.
You can't.
You can't.
You cannot.
Stop playing in my face. Don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining.
Right.
I am not Boo Boo the Fool. I see you. I see what all of y'all are doing.
Yes. And with that being said, ever since, the 10 black people in New York were murdered by this man, it's like, boom, something else happened. Boom, something else happened. And to be honest, I won't say that they didn't set it up so we can just not talk about them anymore. So with that being said, we are going to give a tribute to the 10 black people that lost their lives in that grocery store that night, because it didn't make any sense. That was somebody auntie, that was somebody uncle, that was somebody cousin, that was somebody mother. And it could have easily been handled if they would have took this little, I was going to say something, but I'm not going to say it. This little rat-faced boy, if they would have took him serious, then things would have turned out different.
Exactly.
Yep. Things would have turned out different. So,
most definitely.
Mind you, he was in contact online, telling everybody exactly what he was going to do.
The police and everything.
In contact with a FBI agent that was retired, but still, you got the power to check into the situation and say, "Hey, we need to pull him down before he gets started." But did you? No, he did not.
You want to know why? I can tell you why. Look at that screen.
Because they wanted it to happen.
Enough said.
Period. Enough said. And I ain't got to say a mumbling word. Because you noticed the second that happened, we gave it about a good 6 hours. After them 6 hours, them black folks didn't mean nothing no more.
Exactly.
At all. Anytime something happens to black people, it's like, oh, well, black on black crime. Okay, white on white crime.
On to the next
white
topic.
on white crime. Asian on Asian crime. Latin on Latin crime. You sound stupid because crime is proximal to the people that you live around, and people just happen to live around the people that look like them.
Yes.
So let's talk about all those other crimes. No.
Exactly.
Anything that happens to black people in any land is just, oh, dang, let's water these plants now. Oh, look at that grass growing. Oh, look at the sky. It's blue. Really? Why don't we matter still?
Exactly. Why don't we matter still?
That's really a question. Really pose the question. Why don't we matter still? They talk about, oh, well, this in your community, that in your community. There are the same things that go on in the black community that go on in every single community that there is. The Asian community, the Italians, the Africans, the Russians, they all do the same thing in their community. Yet, black people, we are not a monolith. Everything we do is polarized. Everything we do is a generalization. We are not individuals. Black people are not a monolith.
Right. All right. So we're going to give these people names because they were humans. They had lives before this fool came and took their lives. So from top left to right, this is Miss Celestine Chaney. Okay. That is Roberta Jury. This is Andre McNeil, Catherine Massey, and Marcus Morrison. Okay. And then from the bottom left to the right, we have Hayward Patterson. We have Aaron Salter. We have Geraldine Talley. We have Ruth Whitfield. And we have Pearl Young.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. All taken too soon by a fool.
Yes.
Somebody that don't even deserve life anymore.
By a domestic terrorist.
And I'm
in a nutshell.
gonna give y'all a little bit of information about him. So Aaron Salter was a 55-year-old Buffalo police lieutenant working as a security guard at Tops. He died trying to apprehend the shooter. He shot the domestic terrorist once, yet he had on body armor. And that's Mr. Aaron Salter, y'all.
Mm-hmm. A hero.
A hero, yes. Then we got Ruth Whitfield. She was 86 years old. She was a retired Buffalo Fire Commissioner. I'm talking about educated Black people. Let's get it. She had just went to the market after visiting with her husband at a nearby nursing home for who she was the caretaker of. Okay. Catherine Massey was a 72-year-old. She was a part of a group, We Are Women Warriors, that was created to tackle youth violence in her community. She had also been a writer for the Buffalo Challenger and Buffalo Criterion newspaper, which was established to help Black residents. Pearlie Young was 77. She ran a food pantry in her community for 25 years, feeding the people in Central Park. Hayward Patterson was 67. He worked as a driver and have rides to and from the market for people that need them. He volunteered at church and spent time in the soup's kitchen. Celestine Chaney was a 65-year-old grandmother to 6 and also a great-grandmother. Roberta Jury was just 32 and had gone to the market to get food for dinner. She would often go to the store for her adoptive brother and his family, and her brother is recovering from leukemia. Marcus Morrison was 52 years old and was a father of 3. Andre McNeil was 53 years old. He was engaged to be married, and he died on his son's 3rd birthday.
That's a damn shame.
Geraldine Talley was 62, and she lived in Buffalo. So as you can hear, this nuisance took some great people from the community. These people were doing great things in the community.
I wonder.
They deserve that.
I wonder. Now, because first of all, I never really heard about any of these people or their lives. I've never really had time to see the actual pictures because they weren't really, publicized and things like that. Now, I wonder, with the people that were actually there, the particular people that he assassinated, do you think that there was like some kind of plot or something like that? Because those are some prominent kind of people. Those are some prominent kind of people. You know what I'm saying? You got a former police commissioner, a former fire chief's mother. Like that seems like some kind of planned out kind of stuff. If you ask me,
that sounds like a vendetta.
Conspiracy theory. Listen, the one woman was creating a program against violence in her community. Other one worked in soup kitchens. Like it seems conspiracy theorist to me that it was somewhat of a low key hit.
Mm-hmm.
Because I heard that there's no we don't know why he did what he did. Well, I'm kind of thinking, I'm kind of hearing like, maybe there was a rationale. You want to take out people that actually doing this is what they do. They take out the leaders in our community so that our communities can falter. This is what they do. So I'm just, I'm just wondering. Wondering.
You hit the nail on the head, though.
Because that 3-hour ride takes a long time to think about some things, and he had been there the day before as well. So I'm just.
And not only that, but he was in contact with the FBI agent who could have surely stopped this whole situation. So that lets you know that we got KKK inside of the police department, which we already knew that.
I was about to say.
That's pulling strings and making sure that they harm our community more than they help it.
That's what I was about to say. I mean, so this allegedly, in my conspiracy theorist mind, this man knew about these things and did nothing. Like, I'm just saying, like, I don't want to connect on improper dots. However, I don't mean no harm. However, dots are connecting. Sense is making some sense.
Right.
Especially in knowing the people that he unalived.
Yep. Well, Sunshine, you got anything you want to say to wrap this story up? Because we're about to wrap up this episode of Talk About It Tuesday.
I just want to say that we, as capital B Black people, need, and I do mean need, to come together. We have got to stop allowing the things that are holding us back. All these things that we have learned, we need to unlearn them and love us, because we are all truly kinfolk. All of us. And we need to act and move like we are kinfolk. That's all. Love one another. Break bread with one another. Help raise up one another. Empower one another.
Respect one another.
Yes. Pay it forward to one another. Pass them blessings on to one another. Stop holding each other back. Exactly.
Yes.
Uplift one another.
Yes.
That's
break
all.
those generational curses, baby.
Every single link that there is.
And let me say this. A generational curse is not necessarily something that was passed on from an ancestor spiritually. Baby, you are in a generational curse if you don't hug your child and say, I love you, baby, you have a good day. Baby, that's a generational curse.
Thank you. When you don't breathe life into your daughters and your sons, when you don't breathe the same life into your daughters that you do your sons and vice versa, that's a curse.
Exactly.
That's all.
You're cursing your children to lose because they are going to look for love. All you got to do is just show them love at home, and they'll know how to feel when they know how love feels, so they know if somebody ain't treating them right. Baby, you don't love me. Bye.
Exactly.
They won't stick around for the BS. Nikki Six, you got something else you want to wrap up for this final episode?
I do. I just would like to say, because we did mention a few times during the show about Black Lives Matter. My point of view is Black lives will matter once we start recognizing and realizing within ourselves that our Black lives matter. You understand what I'm saying? We gotta love each other. We've got to be in one accord. We can't be in one accord if us all don't realize that our lives matter. Black lives can't matter to just one group of people. Black lives gotta matter to all Black people.
Exactly.
Black lives matter to white people. Asian lives matter to Asian people. Black lives gotta matter to Black people. All Black people.
Yes.
Stop with the nonsense, the foolishness, the insecurities, the jealousies, the crap mentality, the just everything that's keeping us downtrodden. Black lives gotta matter to us first.
I will once again say that crabs in the barrel motif, it don't work because the barrel is not the crab's natural habitat.
Exactly.
So we're gonna stop using that because this is not where we belong. It's not where we come from. We're gonna stop using that. And once again, Black lives have to matter. period, not two, because two mean in addition to. I'm not
But
an
I'm
addition.
saying to
I'm
us,
not an
among
extension.
us, within us,
I'm not,
it's got to be.
I'm not an extension. I am the beginning and the end. You understand what I'm saying? And we have to
matter among us first.
We have to once again unlearn the trauma of our beginning. When you unlearn the trauma of your beginning, then you unlearn everything that they have taught you.
Yes, ma'am.
We did not begin with slavery. And that is the root of all of our trauma.
Yes.
And I want to also say that people pleasing is a losing battle. Spend time focusing on self-love, and you can build your self-esteem. You can also build compassion for other people, and therefore you will do better by your fellow man or your fellow woman. And the community can come together as one because you know who you are. So that's all I have to say.
All right.
Well, with that being said, y'all, make sure you always show love to your people. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to also go and check us out on Facebook, YouTube, all our platforms, and subscribe and share our videos. And I got to definitely give a shout out to our sponsor, Brandy Brown Media and Photography. Spend some time with your family and love yourself. And I want to say RIP to everyone that passed away that day, because they did not kill just Black people. They killed family, educated, grandmas, everybody, people in the community that were actually doing things for people. So rest in peace to the people in Buffalo. They may have forgotten about you, but we haven't forgotten about you.
Never
No
will.
doubt.
Never
No
will.
doubt.
And thank you, Nikki Six. Thank you, Sunshine, for coming through
Much obliged.
as usual. So y'all get acquainted with these two ladies. You'll be seeing more of them in the future. Trust and believe. All right. Well, y'all have a good night. Millionaire pending, and I'm out.
Good night, ladies.
I'm going to bed.
All right.